I would like to go over just a few apps. This is not really app reviews, but I just want to show you the capability of this iPad. The gaming is mediocre. It's not like hardcore gaming, but there are some really nice graphics in this game. The most popular one probably right now I would have to say is Call of Duty Zombies HD. Now this game is very expensive. It goes around $14.99, and although it's very pricey, I say it's worth it. So just when you open it up, this shows a video. See how crisp the graphics are? It's very nice. Looks very nice. It's not as nice on the video camera because my camera is crap. But I'll show you pretty much how it plays. The loading times are actually very fast once it decides to load. So here you are. I don't know if you can see it that well because the angle kind of sucks, but I mean, it's very playable. It doesn't really lag that much, but the graphics are pretty good, I would have to say. And the functionality is very nice. The controls are nice. The virtual controls on here. I would say if you were to compare this with a video game on a computer about 5 years ago, this is equivalent to it. It's not, I mean, it won't replace your PSP, it won't replace your Nintendo DS, or it possibly could replace your DS, but don't think it's as better than a laptop or a PC gaming device. It's really for the average mediocre gamer, and the graphics are very nice. The frames per second aren't that great, I would have to admit, but it's very playable, and this game is very addictive. I easily spend hours on this game. Now that would be Call of Duty Zombies HD. There are also other easy ones, which is a tower defense game. This one's called Plants vs. Zombies. This is the HD version one. Now notice the graphics on it. It's very nice, very crisp. You see a lot of colors in here. And this game is very addictive. Pretty much what you have to do is plant. You have to plant plants and not get the zombies to your house. And right now I'm not doing such a good job. The game starts out very slow. You should give it time, but it's very addictive. This game also costs $9.99, which is also pricey. But if you compare this to PSP games and ES games, it's fairly cheap. So it's just pretty much a tower defense game, very simple. Simple but very addicting. The graphics are very nice. Now, I would have to say that it has been a lot of months past the iPad launch, and to be fair, the developers are getting better on making games specifically for the iPad. It's just that they're still not using as much, I mean, they're not using the iPad to its full extent what it can do. I mean, this iPad can do more serious gaming. It's just that they haven't programmed the game for it yet. So that would be Plants vs. Zombies. Now, the few apps that are the must-haves if you have an iPad or iPad 3G, and if you own Netflix, is the Netflix app. It is very nice. It pretty much looks the same as the computer version once it loads. It's very fast. It loads very fast. It almost imitates your PC version of Netflix. And also, cool thing, say if you're on Xbox and you can't find one of your movies, but you find it online, you can add it to your queue, or you can add it to, or you can just watch a little bit of it, turn on your Xbox, and it will import that digitally to your Xbox, so you can continue watching it on there. And the way you would scroll is you just scroll like cover flow, and you just press anywhere and scroll down. Very nice to use. So that would be Netflix. More cons about the iPad are, let's have a list. It's more expensive, no camera, no video camera, no flash. The browser isn't that great. The Mail app still sucks. The OS system looks exactly like the iPhone and iPod Touch. The apps that you want to buy on here are really expensive. The developers for the apps aren't making really good ones. It doesn't come with a really good calendar app. It comes with a fair one, but it doesn't come with a calendar app, a weather app, And let's go into the maps. Actually, the map app has changed. I'm not saying it's vastly different than the previous one, but it does a nice job. And when you're on for GPS, it does a fairly okay job. It's just that at some points it will direct Google will map out a direct route that they want you to go to, but you can't really customize the route you want to go to. So I'd like them to customize that and maybe update the GPS system on here. But the GPS system is very, very nice. I would have to say that it is a very nice upgrade compared to the iPhone and iPod Touch. What I have to say for all the software in iPad is it's not great at all, and it's pretty much a turn off to many people like me. But on the new firmware, which are going to come out later this year, I really hope it does not look the same as the iPhone and iPod Touch, because the only differences between the older firmware and the newer firmware is you can multitask on your iPhone and iPod Touch. Now I don't want this to be the same on the iPad, because look at the screen differences. Look how huge the screen is compared to this one. You can do so many different types of layouts on this iPad. What I really want to do is take Mac OS X and slim it down a little bit. Still have these little bit of these icons, maybe slim them down a tiny bit more, and maybe let them customize exactly where you want your apps. Kind of like maybe like an Android type of interface slash computer interface. That's what I really like to see on the iPad, and that would probably give the iPad more sales. Apple really likes to lock down their devices, if you guys haven't noticed, and this iPad is pretty locked down. This iPad can pretty much do almost what a netbook can do. So I would like to see Apple to change up their OS and their user interface. The interface is exactly the same as the iPhone and iPod touches. Pretty much in conclusion, I would say stick with the iPhone or iPod Touch. If you guys don't own either of them, just go towards the next iPod Touch, which is coming out this September, or buy a new iPhone. It's really not worth the money of the iPad. As much as I like it, I would say don't own it. The only reason why I bought one is because I have an iPod Touch and I'm possibly getting the iPhone. I have a MacBook Pro, I have an iMac. It's just that I have everything I want, and I wanted something smaller and more battery efficient than a netbook, so I went out and bought the iPad. I haven't really gone any pros with the iPad, seeing that I don't really see there is any pros, but just for the sake of it, I will list at least 3 pros. Number 1, it's slim, very light. It's a pound and a half. It's very light compared to any other devices. Number 2, the battery life is excellent. You can get up to 10 to, let's say, 18 hours of battery life. It really depends how you set up your iPad and how you use it. You can last for a day and a half or maybe 2 days. Sometimes I don't even use it all day, and I can go without charging for 3 to 4 days. So the battery life is excellent. The build quality is very strong. I dropped this iPad twice and it survived it. No dents, no cracks in the screen. Okay, that would be all the cons. Alright, that's all the pros I can probably think of on the top of my head for the iPad. There really isn't, this device isn't really magical, which Steve Jobs had saying. It is a really great device. It's just really not, it's not worth the money. Now when they upgrade a new OS, and if it's a little bit different, I would say go for it and buy it. But as of right now, it's just not worth the $400 plus up. It's not worth it. I hope you guys liked my review. It's very honest. Usually I give Apple reviews like a heads up and saying, oh, it's worth it, go buy it. But really, the iPad, it's not worth the money. Hope you guys liked this review. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And until then, peace.